of race in Shakespeare, we often think of Othello or of a handful of the other so-called race plays. The truth is, Shakespeare's works at large and early modern literature more broadly all deal with constructions of race. In my classes, I find Shakespeare's sonnets especially fruitful for considering how the languages of fairness and darkness are used in nuanced ways to develop particular understandings of race. Early in Shakespeare's sonnet sequence, in the Procreation Sonnets, Shakespeare uses fairness and whiteness in connection with ideologies of nationhood and physical beauty. In his opening sonnet, he writes, "From fairest creatures we desire increase." On the surface, fairness is equated with an abstracted ideal of beauty, but the conjunction of fairness with increase or breeding racializes the meaning behind this. If fairness registers both whiteness and moral goodness, then we begin to see this pairing as a social quality to be desired, one worthy of increase. To begin with this understanding and then attend to the ways that the Procreation Sonnets engage concerns of landowning classes, inheritance, and gendered hierarchies is to open Shakespeare's sonnets to a rich understanding of the poetic uses of fairness as an emergent ideology of white supremacy. With this approach, students are able to trace the ways the sonnet sequence elevates male fairness while imagining female fairness as an abstraction, since the only woman in the sequence is deliberately made not fair, but black. Take, for example, Sonnet 20. A woman's face, with nature's own hand painted hast thou, the master mistress of my passion. A woman's gentle heart, but not acquainted with shifting change, as is false woman's fashion. This sonnet manages to posit the young man's fairness as both extraordinary and natural. The first line suggests that the man's fairness is noteworthy, in direct contrast to women who are often disparaged as falsely fair. Their fairness is artificial because enhanced with cosmetics. Not insignificantly, Sonnet 20 is seen as a turning point in the sequence, as the poet gives up on arguments for procreation and focuses on the power of poetry. It initiates what is a recurring anxiety in the sonnet sequence. The young man's fairness is such that the poet's words will never be able to convey it. His fairness becomes the ultimate, yet unattainable desire. When we consider how the Dark Lady sonnets racialize blackness through descriptions of her hair like black wires in Sonnet 129 or eyes raven black in Sonnet 127, and juxtapose this against the sonnets that define beauty, nobility, and purity as white, we can help students see the poetry identifying certain bodies not only as desirable, but as entitled to increase of offspring, wealth, land, and power. Simultaneously, we can help students see that the sonnets identify other bodies as dangerous to that entitlement. When in Sonnet 127, the poet says, "In the old age, black was not counted fair," and goes on to show that the Dark Lady's beauty defies this idea, we see an ostensible challenge to notions of fairness and whiteness. And yet, the Dark Lady threatens the entitlement of whiteness, and that very idea presents a profound danger to those with dark bodies in the sonnets, in the early modern period, and as we all know too well, in our world today.